Premium Hill Academy. Morality, ingenuity, and excellence at its peak.
Alright guys, welcome to another class in calculation and logarithms. We'll be looking at this time questions involving logarithmic equations. This time we're not trying to evaluate or simplify. This time we're looking at equations. And the difference between evaluation and equation is that for equation we are trying to look at the word equal to here. There's always an equal to. We'll have stuff like what we do. For equation, when the bases are equal, we don't pick one base, we just cancel that base. When the bases in the left hand side and that of the right hand side are equal, we just cancel them out so that we can work with what we have first. Maybe we have just the main value and their powers and the rest. Let's say for instance now let's assume we have log to base a of 4 is equal to log to base ax. Now what we do with this now, you see the word equal to, this is what makes it a logarithmic equation. This equal to is what makes it a logarithmic equation. What makes it an equation, right? Because there's an equal to sign here, that's what makes it an equation. So what we do with equation, this the simple formula to do is, since the one at the left hand side, this is the left hand side, LHS left hand side is equal to that at the right hand side, RHS. What we do is we take this base and take this base because they are equal. We'll be left with 4 is equal to x. That means x is equal to 4. That's a simple trick solving logarithmic equation. We cancel out when we know we've simplified to their lowest term. Just take the two bases out so we can work with the values that we have there. Right? So let's use using this now. This as a baseline. Let's use to solve what we have on the board and see how we can work with logarithmic equations. So alright, so let's look at the question now. It said calculate the value of y if we have this, right? And for this it's very simple, it's that easy. What we'll do is solution to the question. What we'll do is simply to simplify the left hand side. This is the left hand side, right from the equal to is the right hand side. Looking at the left hand side, let's simplify it. From this we take off this coefficient, we'll have log of base x of y to 2 plus what? Log of base x of y to 4 equal to 6. Saying that we don't have any more coefficients. Look at this, they are equal, right? So we're picking one from here because it's a plus here. It's not equal to for just the left hand side. Pick one of the logs. We have log x. What do? We're going to have y raised to power 2 times, because it's a plus, so it's times y raised to power 4, right? Equal to 6. I'm going to bring something here. Let's do this solution. This we have log of x bracket what? Y raised to power. If you look at this, what do we have? If they add, they come y raised to power 6, right? That will be equal to what? 6. How do we cancel out what we have here? What do we do what we have here? Look at, I can introduce, for the right hand side, I can introduce a formula, a log to its base on the right hand side, so that we can look to see how we can manipulate the right hand side. Let's just manipulate the right hand side. Let's add log of x to the right hand side, right? We're adding, look at, why are we adding log x to x? We're trying to manipulate now. Why are we adding log x to the right hand side? It is because log x to x is 1, still give us 1. So if we add that, we're going to have log of what? Of x of what? Of y raised to power 6 for the left hand side. It will be equal to, for the right hand side, we will not try and manipulate log base x to x raised to power of what? Of 6. You see, the reason we're doing that is because if we have log of base x to x, it will still give us 6. We're still going to have the same 6 here. Okay, so whenever you have stuff like this that they are just like this, try and manipulate them, because from here now you see that log base x and log base x are equal. They are left with what? Y is equals to 6 is equals to what? X raised to power 6. Are you seeing now? Y raised to power 6 is equals to x raised to power 6. From here it's that easy now. Look at x, we take 6, we take off 6 because 6 and 6 are equal. Simple. From here, y is simply x. As simple as that. That's as simple as you can get. If you watch, that is all we have here. It's nothing simple, it's nothing hard to what we have here. Look at them carefully, you'll see that what we did from here is to take off one of the base and then what? Multiply, because of the plus, we multiply the numbers, right? If we take one of the base, we add them, we have raised to the power 6. This 6 here, we're just manipulating it, right? Manipulating it in the sense that we are adding log of this x to the right hand side, such that this log will take off this log, and left is y raised to the power 6 is equals to x raised to the power 6. And from here, why are we taking off the 6? The 6 and the 6 are equal. We take them off, 6. I'll be showing you another question. In this section, we'll be doing just 6 questions, 6 powerful questions, and I'll be showing you another questions as we get into logarithmic equation. Thank you for following me throughout this time. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Alright guys, good morning. Thank you for being here once again in the channel. Let's continue from where we stopped on the question on logarithms. By the way, before I forget, my name is actually very Christian, and I am your lead teacher at Premium Hill Academy. And I hope you've been enjoying the last class. But actually, in case you don't understand anything, like we said, if you don't understand everything or anything from what we'll be learning, if you're having issues with some of the questions we'll be doing, just kindly go to the comment section and then make sure you type the questions that you know you're having issues with. I'll be sure to explain everything for you once again and see how you can get better in logarithms. Let's look at the next questions, or we're still on equation, questions on logarithmic equation. Let's look at this question. It asks us to find the value of x. Find the value of x. The question. Find value of x, right? So we should find the value of x in this question. It's quite simple. I remember what we said. We said solution to this question. I'm going to be watering it down more for you. I'll see how it will be simple. I'll take it step by step for you to truly understand how to deal with questions like this. Number one, we take step one, and there are 2 basic steps to this. Step 1, we will try and rearrange the equation. Right? Yes, that's the first thing to do, rearrange the equation. When I say rearrange the equation, what do I really mean? This is what I mean. Whatever that is here, make sure there's nothing here. There's no coefficient to this log. Look at that, there's something, there's a 2, number 2 to this coefficient. There's a 2 which is to this coefficient. Make sure that there's no coefficient to this log. Make sure the log is standing alone. That's what I meant. So how do we make sure of that? We'll take this to back, we'll do the logs, taking this to back to here, take this to back to the power here, and this power here. Right? That's all. So from step 1, we have log of ax raised to power 2 plus log of what? Of ax raised to power 2. This 2 is this 2 here, equal to what? Log of a 4x raised to power 2. You see, this 2 will come here, it becomes raised to power 2. That's the first thing to do. And then next, what do? We try and see how we can resolve. Now, right? Let's resolve. With this, we have log a to x raised to power 2 plus log a to x raised to power 2 equal to, look at this 2 will affect this 4, the 2 will affect this x, such that if we want to expand this bracket, it becomes log of a 4 square becomes 4 square x square. You see, the 2 affecting the x and the 2 affecting the 4. If we do that, what are we going to get? It's going to be log a of x raised to power 2 plus log a of x raised to power 2 equal to log a of what? Look at this. 4 square should be 16. 16x squared. That's what we're going to get. Right? So the step 2 is to see how we can solve this one separately. This is the left hand side, right? From the equal to the right hand side. And from the left hand side, we'll pick in one log, right? Because the 2 logs are equal, right? Just the left hand side alone. The left hand side, let me just put a bracket. From the left hand side, right? Sorry, the left hand side. This is the equal to sign. From the left hand side, look at, there's a log here, the product rule, right? We pick one because the bases are equal. We pick just one of the base, log a, and since we have plus, we multiply the numbers, right? It becomes x squared times x squared, right? Equal to log of a of what? 16x squared. Nice. What do we do next? Look at this. Let's just rearrange this. This is an indices, right? So that becomes log of a x squared times x squared. It should be what? X raised to power 4. Times you add the powers. Pick in one of the base and then add the powers, right? Just this, because these bases are equal, we'll pick one. and because this times, we add the powers to become 4, equal to log of a 16x squared. What do we do from here? We cancel out the logs. Step 2, having arranged, we cancel out equal log. Right? This log and this log, they are equal, so we take this log a and log a, we go. We'll be left with what? What we'll be left with? We'll be left with x raised to power 4 is equal to what? 16x raised to power 2. And if we divide both sides by x raised to power 2, you see that this x raised to power 2 will take off this x raised to power 2. And if we divide from here, 2 will take off 2, remaining 2. That means our answer becomes x raised to power 2 is equal to just 16. And we can do something for it. What do we do? Take the square root of both sides. Taking the square root of both sides. Right? If we take the square root of both sides, that becomes x squared taking the square root equal to what? 16 taking the square root. Right? Or okay, let's just do this one. So we take off this square root, x becomes the square root of 16 should be what? Should be 4, either plus or minus 4 if it's a quadratic equation. Right? Or you can say from x squared equal to 16, we multiply the powers by what? 1 over 2. Because 1 over 2 is also square root. So multiply the powers. That becomes x squared times what? 1 over 2 equal to 16 is what? Is 4 squared times 1 over 2. What happens? 2 will take off 2. 2 will take off 2. X therefore is equal to 4. That's your simple answer to this question. I'm sure you understand what we just did. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just going through the steps, going through the laws, and seeing how we can solve questions as relating to this. Let's do another question. Let's take question 3 to see how we can really solve that in the next video. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you. Welcome, guys. Let's look at the number 2 in possible questions on logarithmic equation. Let's look at this question. It says to find the value of y. Find the value of y. Find the value of y. Make sure we look for the value of y. So how do we do this? That is, we follow the same rule, right? We said step 1 is to make sure we rearrange, right? So let's take step 1. Step 1. Rearrange the logarithmic equation. That's the first step, right? Arranging the equation, right? So by rearranging the equation, we mean by saying log x of y, 2 comes up, square, minus log y of what? X minus 1 equal to log y of x minus 1. What do we do? Look at this base, different from this base. Right? This base is different from this base. So what do you think we'll do? I'm waiting. What do you think we should do from this? What do you think we should do? I'm seeing something different. I can try something. Let's look at let's collect like things. Collect like things. Right? Collect like things. By way of collecting like things, I mean push this one here, right? Because they are the same thing. So with this we have log of x y squared becomes what is here before is log y of what? X minus 1. If this one crosses, it becomes plus, right? Plus log of y x minus 1. That's cool. With this, let's do change of base with this, right? Let's do, for the left hand side, let's do change of base. If we apply change of base, what happens to change of base for the left hand side? It becomes log, let's use y as a change of base, right? Y to what? To y squared. Remember we talked about change of base, that we are introducing a new base, right? So if I introduce, let's assume I introduce a new base y. So y will affect y squared. The same new base y will affect x. That becomes log of base y to x. That's what I mean. will be equal to what? Log of y to x minus 1 plus log of y to x minus 1. Yes. So what do we do from here? We take this one out, right? So from here we have 2 log y base y to y over what? Log of base y to x, right? That's for this one. Equal to what? Look at this. This base and this base are equal. Pick one. Now become log base y, right? And because of the plus, so we'll multiply both of them. Bracket x minus 1 times x minus 1. Yes, that's what we'll do. And you know that x minus 1 times x minus 1 can be substituted for what? For x minus 1 square. Right? Yes. So having this, look at log to its own base from the left hand side is what? Is 1. So we're left with 2 over log what? Y raised to power x is equal to what? Is equal to log y bracket x minus 1 all square. Yes, that's what we're going to have. Let's cross multiply. Let's make it over 1 because there's nothing there. So by cross multiplying, by way of cross multiplying, what happens? You see that this one will multiply this and 2 will multiply 1. So let's say 2 times 1 becomes what? Cross multiplying. That's what we mean. 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is equal to log y to x times log y to what? X minus 1 whole square. Yes, that's what we mean. 2 times 1 is 2 will be equal to, and look at this log, both of them. What do? I can factor it, right? I can take a factor. Let's say I bring log y out. Factorizing this, if I bring log y out, log y, I'll be left with just x, right? Times what? Times x minus 1 whole square. Yes, what do I mean? If log base y multiplies x, we'll have log base y to x. And if log base y multiplies x minus 1 whole square, we'll have log y x minus 1 whole square. Right? I'm just factoring out. It's called factor out. Right? So from there, what do? We are going to introduce, we'll manipulate the right hand side. This is my left hand side and the right hand side. Right? So yours is my right. So we manipulate this part of it. Let's manipulate this part. How do we manipulate this part? I've taught you about manipulation, right? We introduce log of y base y to y to the left hand side. This is the left hand side to mine. This is the left hand side, right? So if we introduce that, what we're going to have? We're going to have log base y to y of 2. Yes, that's what we said, right? Equal to what? Equal to log base y to what? To x times what? X minus 1 whole square. Yes. From here, what happens? Look at this log and this log are equal. So log base y will take off log base y. So I left with y squared equal to what? X times what? X minus 1 whole square. Which is what we do. We take the square root of both sides. Taking the square root of both sides. What happens? Becomes the square root of y squared equal to the square root of what? Of x minus 1 square. What happens? This will take off this. Y automatically becomes the square root of what? Of x times x minus 1 what? That's the simple answer. We found y now. Find the value of y. That should be the value of y. And in the case they give us a value for x, all we need to do is just substitute the x plane and then get our answer. It's that simple. Just go through it again, see how you can understand it. And if you don't understand it, sure, you can go to the comment section below. Just leave your comments there. I'll be sure to answer it. Or you can send it directly to my WhatsApp number. Directly, it's on the comment section below. You can send it directly to my WhatsApp number. I'm sure to answer every question you give to me. Thank you for following me up to this point. Let's look at 4 other more questions. We're taking 4 more questions from this. 4 more advanced questions on how to solve logarithmic equation. Thank you for following, guys. I'll see you in the next video.
Premium Hill Academy. Morality, ingenuity, and excellence at its peak.